Hey peeps, Kemal Malcolm here, Jamaican International, and you're watching Eddy's Vision. Like, share, and subscribe.
Greetings, sports fans. Welcome back to Eddy Vision, the channel where we look at sports differently. I'm joined today by CC Sports Lab, and we're going to pretty much take a look at the Jamaica versus Costa Rica third place playoff game, which is tomorrow. This is Saturday. We're hearing this on Saturday. Filming on Saturday. The big matchup is tomorrow. CC, how you doing? And thoughts on the game? Early thoughts.
I'm doing fine, thank you. My thoughts on the game is, I think when it comes on to Jamaica and Costa Rica, they are not that far in quality in terms of on the paper and on field. So I think Jamaica should be able to edge this one. Um, Even though our Costa Rican counterparts have are above us in the ranking, but I think on the balance of play, if Jamaica comes out and play their best game, or somewhere near to their best game, I think they should edge this one and go into the playoff for the Olympics spot.
All right. So far in the championship, Concacaf Women Championship, we've fell at the hands of opponents that are ranked higher. We lost to the USA team and we lost to the Canadian team. Now we're up against the Costa Rican team, also ranked higher, as I mentioned earlier. We played them 5 times in our history. Won 2 games. No, Costa Rica won 2 games. We won 1 game, and 2 of the games were draws. The last time we played Costa Rica was sometime last year, the back end of last year in a friendly. That ended up in a nil draw. So historically, we don't do well against this team, CC. And we've qualified, so I must say congrats to the girls. But it seems as if they're still on the beach. You know, our main aim was to get that World Cup qualification, and we got it. And so, do you think that the girls kind of take them foot off the pedal?
I mean, it's not necessarily taking foot off the pedal, but I think once you qualify, I think because of the nature of the whole COVID and everything, they had to do they had to do two qualifications in one. And I'm some persons are optimistic, but I at this point will settle with a World Cup berth and not necessarily pressure the girls into saying we're not going to the Olympics, because you know that every burden of trying to qualify for the World Cup back again, furthermore compounded by the fact that the men are not doing well. Um, to get the Olympic qualification was a tough ask after you qualify, because once you qualify, like to me, you're in dreamland. So I
Yeah.
don't know where you will get that extra bit of motivation, right, to play that. It's just that I think I would love for them to play in the tournament, because on the girls' side, the Olympics is also a senior tournament, because the Olympics and the World Cup, you use the same players. So it's treated as a senior tournament as opposed to the men. So I would love for them to get a spot there, because that would be another senior tournament that they have qualified for.
Yeah, and this we can qualify automatic if we win this third place, and then we play playoff against the team that loses the final, which I believe USA will win that final. So Canada. So we're looking forward to another rematch against the Canadians for a chance to qualify automatically to the Olympics. We still have another chance, even if we lost to Canada. We still have other opportunities to go to the Olympics. And we know the Olympics would be nice for us because we do play a lot of games. We get a chance to play against high quality opposition like we are planning to do at the World Cup. So I think it's a good thing. But I don't think that we qualify this time around straight off the bat automatically in this setup. I
But
think we lose to Canada and then we might have a chance in the other games.
what I want to say, Eddie, before we move on from this topic, is that I think with knockout rounds in tournaments, sometimes if the opponent is better than us, what we can do is we play to our strengths. However, if we can bring the opponent to a penalty round, which to me is a gamble, that is something that we have to look at as an option as well. Not saying that you're going to play for a draw, but you when you realize where the match is heading, you play to not lose the match because it's anybody's game come the penalty shootout.
Penalty, yeah. It's a good point. So we need to do what we can. But at the end of the day, we've qualified and we'll have multiple opportunities to make it to the Olympics after this. So no fuss, guys, if we end up losing the game. I think it will be a difficult game against Costa Rica. And I'll have them losing, sadly. Win or lose. So, you said you think they'll get the win?
Yeah, man, I think they will edge out a win. I think I'm edging on a penalty shootout, and Jamaica comes out and a win.
Okay. So we split there. Moving on. We heard the news this week, or a couple of days ago, that Derby County's Ravel Morrison will be following his coach Wayne Rooney to DC United in the MLS. Not surprising for me. Heard the news, and he was a free agent, as you all know, so he's able to make a move go anywhere pretty much. And based on Derby County's circumstances, I didn't think that he will remain in the championship. They've been, as in going down to League One because they got relegated from the championship. So I didn't see him staying. What were your early thoughts seeing this news?
It was rather strange. I can understand following the coach because I think Wayne has a lot of trust in Ravel, and Wayne seems to be like one of those managers who you trust the players that you trust, you bring them everywhere you go. So wherever Wayne gets a job, Ravel is likely to have a position once he's playing and once he's fit, right? But it comes off as rather strange for me because I thought that Ravel had issues in actually going to the United States. So for him to be playing in the league in MLS, it's rather strange for me because he never played any of the games that Jamaica plays against US in the USA. He doesn't play, and it's not necessarily say that he's not available because he's available, but he doesn't play. So I'm wondering if the issues surrounding that has been resolved, so he can actually go and play in that country because he will not only play there, he will be living there.
And the next question is: does DC United know about those allegations and those stuff that is keeping Ravel out of the USA? Do they know about it prior to this move? So that's the next question.
So that's why I'm saying to you that it came off as rather strange for me. But I must think that I would give the club the benefit of the doubt that they have done their proper due diligence, and whatever issues that arose, the player and his agent and his team would have been working on it assiduously to get it resolved because he plays for Jamaica, and at some point in time you would like to be playing everywhere that Jamaica goes to play. You would like
especially in the Gold Cup.
Especially exactly the Gold Cup coming up. So you understand, and then if it is that we go to the World Cup in the next window and he's a part of the squad, you will have that as well. Where the World Cup will be in Canada, Mexico, and US.
Exactly.
So I would think his team had worked on it, and him going to DC United is good news for both Ravel and Jamaica.
And it could have been something that is strategic. Ravel saw the opportunity and said, "Oh, this is my way of getting into the USA. So I'm now able to represent Jamaica at the Gold Cup, play friendly games, go there for vacation, and transit through a USA. So it's a good move all around. It's alleged that he will earn 850,000 US per year going there. Not a lot of clubs were out there, big clubs. We heard of the likes of, I believe, Sunderland and some other clubs in the championship. But, going to somewhere that the coach will have your back, the coach will give you game time is always important. So, in this regard, I believe it's a good move for Ravel if it goes through. It's not final as yet, but it's edging closer and closer to it. So good move for Ravel. Another deal. This one is actually final. Omari Hutchinson going to your club, CC. I'm
Number
upset.
7.
I did a video on this. I'm very upset that he's moving to, crosstown rivals in Chelsea. But it is what it is. As I said in my video that he will have more opportunities if he stayed at the Gunners. But money talks, and I think it's a $3 million deal, so he'll earn a lot going to Chelsea there. But will he play? CC? That's a big question.
Listen, I think at this juncture, Omari Hutchinson will not play this season. I think he will go out. We buy him now, but I think he will go out on loan. The good thing about it, and I think a lot of persons don't understand this, is yes, you're clamoring for the player to play. I would love for him to play for Chelsea now that he's there, but I don't think he will play this season. What will be good for Omari is that with Chelsea's loan strategy, a lot of players have benefited from it. You have Romelu Lukaku, who we would have bought back, but he had went to Everton, he went to Manchester United, he got a move to Inter Milan. He has done well for himself. You have Declan Rice, who was at the club at 15. He has done well for himself. You have Conor Gallagher, who went to Crystal Palace and basically showed us that he should be playing this season.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I think what will happen with Omari, I think they might loan Omari to one of the clubs that are coming up into the Premier League, right? Or loan him to a mid-table club, right? So I think that's where you loan him in a situation to which, because I see Chelsea does this a lot. Put the player in a situation that he might get a lot of playing time, meaning that he's not at a club that is going to struggle for relegation, but he's not at a club that is trying to win a championship as well. So when you're trying to win a championship, Eddy, or you're struggling for relegation, you don't have the time to play unproven youngsters. Because yes, he has the talent, but he's not necessarily proven. But if he goes to a mid-table team like a Crystal Palace and those teams, he will get the opportunity to play. Even though Crystal Palace are trying to get into Europe, but he will get more opportunity because squad depth is not as huge. So I think it's a good move strategically for what Chelsea does with their loaning strategy. Even though some persons will, instead of sitting on the bench at Arsenal and probably not going for a loan or playing in the under 21s. But that's my view because he's coming to my club. But based on what I know my club has done with a lot of youngsters, and there's a lot of youngsters that got moved. Tariq Lamptey has gotten a move to Brighton and Hove Albion. So even though it comes to Chelsea, he might not play for Chelsea, but he definitely sure
But
of.
that's the thing, That's the thing, We get game time for the lower teams, the lower clubs. But then if he stayed at Arsenal, remember then he started to make in the Arsenal bench. So it was edging closer and closer to the first team. Arteta said that he had him in his plans for the Europa League games. So at least he will get some, European action there, and the cups, Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. So he would have opportunities, playing at the highest level. So getting a loan to a mid-level club or a lower league club, the playing, you definitely going to get more playing time, but the type of games you'll be playing at, the quality opponents, that's the next thing. But we want to wish Omari Hutchinson all the best. I wish he had stayed at Arsenal, but as I said before, it is what it is. Wish him all the best, and I hope he can get some game time because we need him in this Jamaican team. So that's very important as well, game time. So I don't want him on the bench. So if it meant that losing him to Chelsea for him to get loaned out to get the game time, so be it. But we need him to get the game time. CC.
Yeah, I think. Let's just say this, right? Um, it depends on whatever strategy the club is going into. Because I can only speculate that he will probably go out on loan, but you have to look at the youngster that we have right now. We have Billy Gilmore, we have Conor Gallagher, we have a couple other guys. I think Billy, for me, I would probably put out on loan. And if Omari makes the squad, as in makes the squad, there's a lot of games that as you said, your coach, but the number one thing about it too, Chelsea offered a higher salary as well.
Yeah, that
And
was the thing.
yeah, so you're getting a better salary and the possibility of playing because you know you have a talent. So I think what Omari did was to better himself. And you can't go against the player for trying to do that. You better yourself because you say, I get more money and I still can have, and I bet that I can make this Chelsea squad.
All right, there you have it, fans. Quick look into the Reggae Girlz third place playoff game against Costa Rica up there in Mexico. We're still hoping for an Olympic berth, but we're here and also want to big up Ravel Morrison making the move or the potential move to DC United. Also big up Amar Hutchinson as well. And also want to thank CC Sports Lab for joining us today. You guys can go over there and check him out on YouTube. Over there, drop a like and drop a subscription. And we're out of here. So thanks for watching. Always remember, like, share, and subscribe.